students, I just want to introduce you to this actual version on statistics. And this is where we're going to actually get into some names of some different sampling techniques. We're also going to explore mean, median, and mode. And on this side is actually a Word document. I'm actually going to do the work for mean, median, and mode so that you can see it. I want you to be able to understand why we're doing these kinds of problems. For these types of problems, I think the easiest thing you can do is put them in order. Okay? So for number one, we have 22. Well, it starts with 22, but let's put them in order. 1 is the first number. We got 2 6s, and we also have 2 7s. 1 6 6 7 7. We have 16 and 2 18s. And 2 22s. Once you've lined up your numbers in order, go back and count and make sure you have the same numbers on both sides. So let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have the same on both sides. Now, let me increase it a little bit more. Now that we have this, we found out that there are 10 numbers in this area. So because there's 10 numbers, we can say, let's add them up. We have 1 plus 6, and 6 is 12. 7 and 7, add 7 to 7, you get 14. Plus 16 plus 18 plus 18 is 36. Plus 22 plus, well, we can say 22.0 plus another 22. And this shouldn't be 221, this should just be 22. So we have 123. There are 10 numbers in our initial number set. So to find the mean, we just divide by 10. So if we divide by 10, this answer is 12.3. Mean is the average of a set of numbers. So this answer is 12.3. The median is the middle of the largest 2 numbers if you have an even set of numbers. Or, let me say that again. The median is the middle of 2 middle terms, or the average of 2 middle terms, if you have an even set of numbers. If you have an odd set of numbers, such as 3, 5, 7, the median is the middle number. So in this case, we have 10 numbers, so we count over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means we have 5 on this other side. So we add 7 to 16 and divide by 2. 7 plus 16, divide that by 2. So our median is 11 and a half. Our median is 11 and a half. Mode is the number that appears the most. So far we have 22 appears twice, 7 appears twice, and 6. No, 22, 7, 18, and 6 appear twice. So your mode would be 22, 7, 18, and 6 would be your mode. Your range is the difference between the largest number and the smallest number. Hence the reason why I ordered everything from least to greatest. Your smallest number is 1. Your greatest number is 22. So 22 minus 1 is just 21 in this area. Okay? This is how you do mean, median, mode, and range problems. Okay? Mean is the equivalent of the average. Median is the equivalent of finding the middle term for even numbers of the 2 middle terms, or the median of the odd number is actually the middle term. Mode is the number that appears the most times. If there is an overlap, in our case we had numbers that appeared twice, all of those numbers would be that mode that appeared twice. The range is the difference between the largest number and the smallest number. Okay? All right. Questions. If you have questions on any of this, feel free to send me an email or an inbox message, and I'd be happy to help you. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2. Let's go ahead and order these from least to greatest. Let's see, we have 3s. We have 2 3s. We also have 6 and 2 8s. Three, 6, 2 8. What's after 8? We have 12, 13, and 16. After 16, we have 22. Let's make sure we got everything in there. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. 12, 13, 16. Oh, there's 2 16s. All right, so we have 3, 6, 8, 8, 12, 13, 16, 16, and 22. All right, the mean. So we go to our little calculator to calculate the mean. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 8 plus 8 is 16. Plus 12. Plus 13. Plus 16 plus 16 is 32. Plus 22. So we have 107. And in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. 10 numbers. So to find the mean, we just divide by 10. So our mean in this case here is 10.7. Our median, since we still have 10 numbers, our median is the average of the 5th and the 6th number added together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is number 6. So 8 plus 12 is 20. Divide by 2 is 10. Your median in this case is 10. Your mode, let's look here. We have 2 3s and 2 8s. Your mode, well, we also have 2 16s. I almost forgot about the 16s. Your mode in this case is 3, 8, and 16. Okay, your range, the difference between the largest and the smallest. 22 minus 3 is 19. 22 minus 3 is 19. Okay, let's keep going. And that's just number 2. We've done 1 and 2 so far. All right, number 3. Number 3. Number 3. From least to greatest. Let's start with 6. 6, 6, 6, and 6. There's 4 6s, and they're right here. After 6, there's 8, and then there's 15. After 15, there is 19, 20, and 22. After 22, oh, there's actually 2 20s. Let's see, how many do we have? 5, and 5 is 10. All right? To find the mean, let's go ahead and find the average. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 8 plus 15 plus 19 plus 20 plus another 20 plus 22. that's 128. Now, remember we said that there are 10 numbers here. So what is 128 divided by 10? 128 divided by 10 is 12.8. So in this area, the mean is 12.8. The median, because we did it from least to greatest, the median is between the 5th and the 6th number, or the average of the 5th and 6th number. So the median, I see we have 4, 5, 6. So between the median is the average of 8 and 15. So 8 plus 15 is 23. If you divide that by 2, you get 11.5. Okay? So your median in this case is 11.5. Now, mode is a different story. Even though 20 shows up twice, 6 shows up 4 times. So in this case, 6 shows up more times than 20. So your mode in this case will be just 6. And then your range would be 22 minus 6 is 16. Okay? So far, so good. All right, we have done, so far, 1 to 3. Let's carry on. Let's do 4. For number 4, we have these numbers. Again, starting from least to greatest, we have a 5 and a 5. After 5, we don't have any more singular digit numbers. So let's go to 10, 11, 12. We got 1, 2, 3 12s. We have a 14. We have 3 18s. We have a 20. Let's make sure we got them all. We got 2 5s. We have 3 12s. We have a 14. We have an 18. We have 3 18s. And we also have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we got them all. Now, the mean in this case. The mean. 5 plus 5 is 10. 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 36, or 12 times 3. So 36. Plus 14. Plus 18 plus 18 plus 18, or 18 times 3 is 54. Plus 20. All right, and remember we have 10 numbers again this time. So if we're going to find the mean, divide by 10. And that's 13.4. So here, it is 13.4. The median, since we only got 10 numbers, the median is between the 5th and 6th number. So the median is between the 5th and 6th number, just a small technological glitch. My internet went out, but it's back now. So it's between the 5th and 6th number, so it should be between 12 and 14. 12 plus 14 is 26, and then divide that by 2. That gives us 13. So our median is 13. Our mode, which number or numbers appears the most times? It looks like 5 appears twice, but 12 appears 3 times, and so does 18. So our mode in this case is both 12 and 18. Our range is 20 minus 5, or 15. Okay? Number 5. Number 5. All right, number 5. Number 5. We have quite a few 5s. Isn't that something, that for number 5 there's quite a few 5s? For number 5, we have, let's start out with 5s. We have 4 5s. 5, 5, 5, and 5. We have a 6. We have 1 6. We have 2 9s. We have 19 and 2 20s. Let's count them up. Make sure we got them all together. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10. So we have 5 on both sides. The mean. Let's do the mean. The mean in this case, of course, will still be divided by 10 because we still have 10 numbers. 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 6. 9 plus 9 is 18. Plus 19. Plus 20 plus 20 is 40. If you divide that by 10 for number 5, in this area is 10.3. The median, since we got 10 numbers, should be between the average between the 5th and 6th number. So for the median, let's see, numbers 4, 5, 6. So the average is between 6 and 9. So 6 plus 9 is 15. If you divide that by 2, you get 7.5. So in this area, it's 7.5 for your median. For your mode, it's the number that appears the most. Well, 9 and 20 appear twice, but 5 appears 4 times. So your mode in this case would be just 5. Your range here will be the difference between the largest and the smallest. So 20 minus 5 is 15. Okay? All right. Let's see if we can do 1 or 2 more, and then we can go on to sampling techniques. All right, so we're done with 5. Let's go to 6. For number 6, let's line them all up. And this is number 6. So the first number we have is 1. The next number we have is 3. And then 5. 1, 3, 5. We also have 9. After 9, we go into 2-digit numbers, which is 18, 18, and 19. Then we have 22 and 24. I believe I'm missing a number. 1, 3, 5, 9. 2 18s, a 19, 22, and 24. No, we only have 9 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Let's go ahead on through the process. The mean. What is the mean here? Let's find out. So the mean here would be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 9 plus 18 plus 18 is 36 plus 19 plus 22 plus 24. Okay. So we have 119. In this case, we don't have 10 numbers. We have only 9 numbers. So divide by 9. Our mean in this case is 13.22. 13.22. Our median, since we only have 9, our median should be our 5th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 18 is the median because you have 4 on each side besides this 18. So your median is 18. Your mode is the number that appears the most. In this case, it's only 18 because it's the only one that appears more than once. Your range is 24 minus 1, which is just 23. 23. All right. Now, let's do one more, and then we can move on. Number 7. All right, this number here, we have 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 11, 12, 12, 14, and 19. Five and 10. 5 and 5 is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, mean. Let's go ahead and add them up. 6 plus 6 is 12. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. Plus 11. Plus 12 plus 12 is 24. Plus 14. Plus 19. Okay, we got 10 numbers this time. So your mean, divide by 10. In this area is 10.9. Your median, because we have 10 numbers, is between numbers 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 and 11. So 7 plus 11 is 18. Divide that by 2, which is 9. Okay, so your median in this case is 9. Your mode, let's see, 12 shows up twice. 7 shows up 3 times. So 7 is your mode. And your range is the difference between the largest and the smallest. So 19 minus 6 is 13. All right. If there are any questions on this, feel free to let me know. Email me or inbox me. All right, let's talk about sampling techniques. Sampling techniques. First things first. Random sampling. Each element in the population has an equal chance of occurring. Okay? Let's go ahead and define sample and population. A sample is, say for example, you have a class of 30 students. A sample is, I have picked 5 students who sit in the back of the class that has 30 students. Okay? That's a sample. But a population is, in a class full of 30 students, I give out surveys to all 30 students. Okay? That's the difference between sample and population. Random sampling says each element in the population has an equal chance of occurring. Going back to the classroom of 30 people, random sampling says I'm putting everybody's name in the hat. So all 30 people's names is going to go in that hat, and then I'm going to draw out of that hat. So I know it has 30 students in it, but I don't know which of the 30 students I'm going to pick out. Systematic sampling. This is where elements are counted off. Okay? Here's what that means. Every case element is taken. So in that class of 30 students, I only have 15 pieces of candy. So in that class of 30 students, I'm going to give a piece of candy to every second person that walks into the classroom. Therefore, I will only have to give up 15 pieces of candy to 15 students. Okay? Convenient sampling is very easy to do. This is where the sample is readily available. Okay? For example, if I'm teaching Math 101 and I want to get a sample of student data, 9 times out of 10, I won't be able to get access to another instructor's data. But the easiest sample that I can use is the test results of my very own students, because those test results are readily available. Okay? Cluster sampling says I can divide students into groups. What that means is, out of that group of 30 students, I only want to sample students who live on Delaware Avenue. So all students who live on Delaware Avenue are the only ones who are going to take that survey. Okay? Then I can say, I want to interview everyone who lives in Richmond, Virginia. So that means all of my students who actually live in homes in Richmond, Virginia, those are the people I'm going to evaluate. Okay? Stratified sample says that I can divide the population in strata groups, such as male-female. Okay? So in my classroom of 30 students, I can say I want to give one survey to all males in the class. I want to give a second survey to all females in the class. Okay? What that's doing is I am dividing students into strata or into smaller groups. Not like cluster sampling groups, because cluster sampling that can be quite a few groups. But strata, one of the ways to do it is through male female. Okay? So I just want to make sure that we're clear on what we're thinking about with that, because I want to make sure we all know where we're going with this. Okay? All right. Let's look at number one. Number one, it says this is a worksheet for statistics. So number one says, based on what we know, what is the best sampling technique to use for determining average speed of the cars on a section of highway? What is the best sampling technique to use for determining the average speed of the cars on a section of highway? Is it simple random sample, systematic sampling, or convenience sampling? Simple random, systematic, or convenience? My guess is it could be either A or B. It could be either simple random, because we can look at average speed of cars based on all the cars that go by, and we can put each car and car model in a basket and have a great setup of all the cars that are going by, and then we can pick out of that group of cars that have gone by the average. Systematic sampling, remember, systematic is counting off. So we can say every second car, every third car, okay? So the reason why I said random sampling and systematic is because for random, every car has an opportunity to win. And for systematic, we can do every second car if we wanted to. So that answer would be D, A or B. Number two, which method is most likely to produce a random sample of the members of your class? Which method is most likely to produce a random sample of the members of your class? Listing the first 6 students that come to mind, choosing the 5 oldest students in a class, writing each name of each student on a separate piece of paper and then drawing these slips from a hat, or selecting the first 6 students to arrive at class. Let's go back to what a random sample is. Random sample says each element in the population has an equal chance of occurring. It also says you can put everyone's name into a hat and draw out several names. So here, for number 2, C looks more like random sampling than anything else. Writing the name of each student on a piece of paper and then drawing these slips from a hat. Number 3. A large corporation wants to find which benefits plan its employees would prefer. Which procedure would be most likely to obtain a statistically unbiased sample? Surveying a random sample of employees from a list of all employees, talking about unbiased, inviting all employees to indicate their choices by email, placing suggestion boxes at random locations in the company's planning offices, or assembling a group with one member from each department and recording the preferences of these employees. Which would give the most statistically unbiased sample? The answer for that would be A, surveying a random sample of employees from a list of all employees. Okay? That would give you the greatest amount of ways to find out what all the employees want by putting all the employees' names in a hat and then picking from that sample. Number 4. A college president wants to find out which course students consider to be the most beneficial to them. Which procedure would be most likely to produce a statistically unbiased sample? Asking students to mail in a questionnaire, surveying a random sample of students taken from a list of all students, surveying the first 100 students on an alphabetical list, or having students complete a questionnaire on the college's website. The answer for that, if he wants to know which would be most beneficial, it should be B, surveying a random sample of students taken from the list of all students. Okay, and lastly, number 5. A pollster wants to find out if citizens are satisfied with the city council. Which procedure would be most appropriate for obtaining a statistically unbiased sample? A, interviewing people at the local shopping center. B, surveying people whose names have been randomly chosen. C, placing an advertisement in the local paper. And D, mailing a questionnaire to people whose names have been chosen randomly from a list of customers of the municipal utility company. Okay, first of all, we're not even talking about the municipal utility company, so we can definitely eliminate that. Placing an advertisement in the local newspaper, well, everybody doesn't get the newspaper, so we can eliminate that as well. Interviewing people at the local shopping center, well, there are some people who just don't like shopping, so you won't get those people. Our last choice is B, surveying people whose names have been randomly chosen from a telephone book. Okay, because everyone who puts their name in the telephone book has an equal opportunity to be chosen.